I'm Jelle.
And I'm Patrick.
Together we are JP Adventures 19. We turned the packing shed into a proper workshop. And this is the cabin before we take it apart. First side done.
I hate rivets.
Alright, the previous owner put this marine carpet in and we're taking it out. And there is some insulation underneath. And then we'll have a look at the floor. This is our floor. It's like the glue that was still on there. And also we found water in here. Not ideal. Probably it's coming from the door. We'll find out. All the bolts are up. Now we can take actually the passenger seat out. Alright.
So our cab is empty. There's nothing left in here. Now we're just trying to get rid of the rest of the glue that's on the floor that used to glue this like vinyl PVC floor on there. And we're gonna use Terps to do that. There's fresh glue here, so Terps will be especially effective there. So we're just sanding the surface now lightly so we can spray the body deadener on it, and hopefully that'll soundproof and thermally insulate our cabin a bit more.
Yeah, and also we found a bit of rust, which we will treat before we spray the body deadener.
Yep, and some holes which we're gonna fill with some putty. So we found quite a bit of rust. Yeah, this is in the wire wheel. Wow, I'm using a good old-fashioned elbow grease. So, spots like this and that just had to get taken care of. So now we're working on it, and then we can start taping everything up, and then we'll be spraying the body deadener.
It is past 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. and we're slowly getting there. Sanded pretty much everything, especially the rust. Put rust converter on. So it's almost midnight. What's your plan, Patrick?
Gonna put some putty on the places in the cab that have lots of rust or holes.
we're preparing it now. So this morning Patrick sanded down the putty. Not sure if you can see it. And now we're preparing it for the body deadener. We're getting there. Good position, Patrick.
Yep. I feel like I'm right side up again. Been here so long.
We are ready for some spraying. Look at our artwork. Beautiful, right? It took a while, but now it works. We're spraying on the body deadener. After a week of picking pears, we're pretty sore and slept 11 hours. And now Patrick's at it again. Spraying a bit of body deadener. While Patrick's working on the Mog, I'm sitting in the van and I'm working on our videos. Check it out. First episode.
Now that we've finished spraying all the body deadener, we can now rip out the paper so we can maybe drive again sometime.
Yeah, we started here already and took out these ones so we can put the driver's seat back in. Woo! We found a lot of rust down here, and obviously we know why, because water is coming into the cabin and it's all here. So with the body deadener, it's waterproof, but still we have to find out where it comes from. A bit annoying. So this is what our anniversary and Valentine's Day look like. We're back working on the tray. Today we will finally finish sanding, and I applied rust converter already, which was really good and helped a lot. And so we can apply the first layer of primer today. Nice! So as the final thing we do, we sandblast the places where we couldn't get to with the wire wheel or the grinder. And it's just like a small sandblasting gun. It's enough, it works. And after that we'll use the rust converter again on the really rusty spots we couldn't get off. And then we'll paint it, hopefully. We're finally done sanding.
Yeah. So we have gotten to every possible spot that we can get to, including hand sanding a tiny little bit, with a wire wheel, with the sanding discs. Pretty much it was really important that we had to sand all this down, because even in the main part of the frame, so the structural support, for the structural part of the frame, there was a lot of rust, especially in the small corners that you couldn't really get to with wire wheels and the sanding discs. So we had to get in there with some sandpaper, and then afterwards put some rust converter on there, because you have to get rid of the loose rust on top first before you can actually put rust converter on it, or else it's pretty much pointless. It's just gonna like convert the top part of the rust, and the bottom will still be there, and if you paint some primer over it, it'll just go rusty again within the next year. So that's what we wanted to avoid, because this has been sitting close to the ocean for 6 years, getting salt spray everywhere. As you can see, this part was really bad. I actually had to just go over this with a grinding disc and just grind most of it down, and now put some rust converter on it, so it's at least in a better shape to where we can spray primer on it, and hopefully it'll last forever afterwards.
Check out the difference before and after. Spraying the primer out makes such a big difference. Check it out. Day, and we'll put a second coat of primer on. The weather is great, it's not windy at all, so Patrick can have fun. We'll take care of the handle as well because it's a bit rusty and the paint came off. Time for the snorkel! We also primed parts of the snorkel, so these are all the metal parts, and obviously these are the handles to get into the mock. And so we can paint it when we paint the tray. Ready, set, go! Black it is! It's looking cool, oh my god, check it out. This is amazing, look at it. And we decided to go for a satin black. We didn't want to have shiny black, so satin it is. Second coat of paint is on, so that was the final coat, and it looks good. We also took care of the snorkel, which was a disaster, so it was delaminated, so we had to melt it back together, and some other parts. Coming up next, we started to take the back of the mock apart and found a lot more rust on it. Also, we're preparing the chassis to get painted. And, which is exciting, we got a big delivery. What could it be?